from Reddit, right?
Also from the YouTube channel, but
we have to get the YouTube channel. Then this is what Ivo means.
yeah, well, give me a second. Okay.
No, but if I understand correctly, Sebastian's going to moderate the questions that come through YouTube, and he's going to
We'll try
give them
it.
to us.
I sent you the new link, guys.
So Sebastian, how do we decide to answer the question?
What?
How do we decide who answers which question? The question is okay, I think.
Yeah, well, 1 second. Well, we're live, guys. Basically, we'll just go over the questions from Telegram, and we're going to go over questions from Reddit. Private questions that I got sent to me. That's pretty much it. Well, actually, yeah, we're live. We're live. Hi, everyone. We're going to give a few minutes for people to join because we were not able, due to some technical issue, we're not able to start the streaming on the previous link.
Okay, I'd like to take it away. First of all, thank you all for joining the conversation. And we're very fortunate to be here. Thank you, Linus, guys, for the support and everything. I'd like to thank you all the support and the contribution that we see from our community right now. Guys, it's amazing. The AdEx project is very well accepted. We're getting very nice feedback, very positive people. Thank you very much for that. And this is Ivo and Benina. Ivo, if you'd like, you can take it away. Present yourself. Is Benina around? Yeah, she's here.
It's possible she might have disconnected.
Yeah, sorry, action for a second.
Yeah, welcome back. So, okay, guys, do you guys want to introduce yourselves? Benina, you want to go first?
Sure. My name is Benina Denova. I'm Bulgarian. I have been dealing with digital marketing and traditional marketing as well, traditional advertising for about 12 years now. I have a degree in visual arts and a major in advertising. And I've worked for some of the big Bulgarian companies in the spheres of fintech and also IT and software development.
Timo?
Hello, guys. I'm Ivo, and I'm the co-founder of AdEx. Previously, I'm actually also the co-founder of Streamio, which is a media center with over 4 million downloads. And I basically come from a software background. I've been programming ever since I was 10 years old. And I discovered the blockchain with Bitcoin in 2010. And ever since I've been fascinated by it. So here we are. Dimo? Yeah, a few words about me. Well, I'm coming from, I've been doing a lot of things, starting projects since 18 years old. I had a web agency. We've been building websites for quite some time. We've been doing magazines with companies in the US. I've been doing some project management. My passion is design, graphic designer. And that's pretty much for me. Very happy to work on the AdEx project. It's amazing. Also co-founder of Streamio. We've been working with Ivo for about, I don't know, 5-6 years together. So yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. So guys, well, first of all, thank you for joining us, and we're very excited to have you. And you're going to start your forecasting and price discovery tomorrow on the Wings platform. Could you tell us a few words about why did you decide to use the Wings platform? Ivo?
So basically, the main reason we decided to use Wings is that first of all, we believe in the team, we believe in what we do, and because of the forecasting ability. Forecasting ability is very important for us because it basically allows us to know beforehand how should we price the ICO, what kind of caps should we put, whether we should put a soft cap, hard cap, and we should be aware of, and also get feedback from the community. And another very special thing about Wings is how good your community is. Wings is one of the few projects that has a very strong core community, which is not here only for the tokens. And basically that's it. And also you guys have an amazing platform, and it's a pleasure working with you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Let's go over to a few questions over from Reddit and get this MA started. Well, first question is actually very interested, and I think a lot of people would like to hear this answer. Tell us a little bit, how is AdEx different from AdToken?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I will get this question. That's a very interesting question, and we are getting this question time to time. People are wondering. Well, we started talking about AdEx last year maybe in the Q2 of last year, I remember, and we saw a pretty big issue the advertising industry has, because we've been experiencing that advertising industry in that particular moment. And I remember we talked with a lot of people. We were in Tel Aviv, met the Wing guys, it was very interesting, and we basically got introduced to the idea of blockchain and everything in details. And we decided that this is the way to go. I mean, this fixes a lot of issues that the ad industry currently has, and it's a very big opportunity that we should take. What BAT is doing is very similar to what we're doing, but I don't want to say that, but they're kind of limited in one direction, and in order to get their solution running, you require additional technical browser presets. Not out-of-the-box solution. So basically, AdEx is out-of-the-box solution. Like
a bit of a misunderstanding here. The question is about BAT. It's not about BAT. It's about.
Exactly. This is what I'm explaining. So
it's about AdToken, not about BAT.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. I've heard the BAT. Okay, yeah.
Let me cover that. So, basically, the main difference between AdEx and AdToken is the token model. The token model of AdToken is completely different. Basically, the token there is used for voting rights mostly, and this is a bit risky because it kind of it resembles security. So it is a bit risky from a legal perspective, but I can also see how it makes sense in their context. But in the case of AdEx, the token is used only for selling and purchasing advertising space. So totally different token model.
Okay, thank you so much for that. What we actually were talking about legislation and legality. We have a question also from Reddit, which is referring to what is the legal structure of AdEx? Is it, or part of it, a DAO? And if there's a traditional legal structure involved, what country is AdEx incorporated in?
So AdEx is incorporated in Estonia, and the main reason for that is because of the Estonian e-government. And Estonia makes it really easy for entrepreneurs like us to launch our business, launch our companies. It doesn't matter where you are in the you can get a residence issue. And Estonia just makes things easier from a legal perspective and accounting perspective. That essentially means that we can focus on making the business and not on writing paperwork. And the software is going to be developed here in Bulgaria through an intermediary company. And the intermediary company is going to be linked to the Estonian entity. That's going to be pretty easy because both of them are in the EU, European Union. So very little of AdEx is actually going to be a DAO, and the reason for this is because it's very complex legally to make a DAO without actually infringing on regulations. But the user governance model is essentially a DAO, and we'll probably get to that later.
Benina, I think this is a question more for you. Someone sent this to me in a private message. Could you explain to us the relationship between AdEx and Stremio?
The relationship is obvious, and actually part of it is on the screen. It's Dimo and Ivo, who are the co-founders of Stremio, and they're also the co-founders and the brains behind AdEx. The thing is, Stremio is a video entertainment hub. It's a video streaming platform. And as a part of the Stremio roadmap, it has always been the plan to monetize the content, the video content, through advertising. So this is how the idea for developing our own advertising network was born. Basically, we were researching different options that we could integrate with Stremio to see if one of them would be a good fit. But unfortunately, we had a very large list of criteria that we need to check, and none of the options that are available on the market checked all the boxes on that list. So we figured that since we have the available resources in terms of brain power, in terms of understanding of the industry, we should just do it ourselves. Then team of Stremio was dedicated to work on AdEx. So basically, the people that are working on AdEx at this particular point have already been working together for a while. We've been working together on Stremio. And now we have actually transitioned into working for AdEx so that we can develop it and make a meaningful advertising solution that could be beneficial for the market.
So if I understand you correctly, basically the team will be focusing on AdEx and not on Stremio.
That's not the entire team, though. I mean, part of the team has been dedicated. Myself, a couple of designers, Ivo and Dimo are currently taking care of AdEx as well. And we're starting out with a smaller team. However, if the crowd sale is successful, we'll have the means to increase this this team, to hire more coders, more ad tech experts, and more crypto and blockchain experts to help us out. Because this is a huge project. I'm not going to lie to you, and anyone who is into that would understand that this is a very, very ambitious project. And we would basically need. We like to joke at the office that we're going to have to hire an army of coders and developers. So we're going to hire this army to work on AdEx, and there'll be people that will be working on AdEx exclusively. Core team is coming from Stremio. This is where we, in a way, found each other, if you wish, and got together as a group and started working on AdEx.
Thank you. Ivo, can you tell us more about what's the vision of AdEx? What are you guys trying to solve?
So basically, the biggest thing that we are trying to solve is the lack of transparency in existing advertising network. And the lack of transparency is actually where all the issues come from. And this means fraud, misleading reports, incomplete reports, not enough data, sometimes no proper targeting, overhead because of many middlemen. And one simple thing like transparency, which is something that we can do with smart contracts on Ethereum, one simple thing like that solves all of the issues. And essentially, we will eliminate all the middlemen in the advertising industry, and that would simplify the advertisement targeting, would lead to proper reports, correct reports, and would eliminate ad fraud.
Well, now to bring that up, well, basically there's a question in the YouTube channel that asks, how will AdEx prevent the ad fraud? I think it was a little obvious, but maybe you can go into that a little more.
So, because all of the data on the blockchain is transparent, that actually means that it will be impossible to hide anything different. Like you will not be able to say that there are 1,000 impressions if there are 3,000, because with the blockchain technology, everyone agrees through a distributed consensus that there are 3,000 impressions, and everyone who has an understanding of how the blockchain works would know that it would be impossible to achieve that number, for example.
Okay. Another question from Reddit is, what is the company that will be auditing the AdEx smart contracts? If you are at liberty to talk about that.
It would be New Alchemy, which is Peter, who is very known in the community. Maybe Stas can tell a bit more about him.
Yeah, sure. So Petro Essence and the New Alchemy are behind all the biggest and high-profile process lately. They did the 10X yesterday, which like collected about $33 million in like 27 minutes. They did the token card before that. They do lots of audits for various companies. We use them for our own audit, so we felt confident recommending AdEx to use New Alchemy. They're doing a great job. They currently are basically one of the leading, top-tier leading companies for auditing in the space, and their crowdsourced contracts has handled tens of millions of dollars safely without any issues. We feel completely confident, and we believe that they will create a smooth and safe crowdsourced experience for all the makers of AdEx.
Yeah, I think we can all agree they're an authority in terms of smart contracts.
Yeah, and by the way, I just want to add that we're also going to have a few other audits. We're going to have some other independent companies also review the code, and we're also going to review the code ourselves with our own security experts. So in total, I guess we're going to have around three audits.
Well, history teaches us that you cannot be safe enough in crypto, and the more the security verifications, the better.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, Dimo, we had basically we talked a lot about Stremio and how it fits in the picture, but can you tell us a little, maybe to the audience, what is Stremio?
I'm sorry, is your question what is Stremio?
Yeah.
Stremio is the video entertainment hub. It's a video streaming hub that basically allows users to get video content from all the sources they've been preferred. They are watching. For instance, in Stremio, you can get Twitch, YouTube, movies, series, everything in a single place. This is the idea of having a one-stop place for video content, something like Spotify for video, something like that. It's add-on based, and it provides great features to users. For instance, we recommend content, we suggest content. This is pretty much it. I mean, if you can get a similar product to Stremio, I can say maybe Kodi. Kodi is similar to Stremio. It's quite different in technical aspects, of course, but this is pretty much the product.
I assume it's different in legal aspects as well.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean that's a very different topic, but yeah. And also anyway, I lost my thought. I had something to say about that.
Well, Ivo, let's jump 2 years in the future. We have AdEx, it's working. We have Stremio, it's working. How do these two fit in? Give us a use case. How does this work?
So I think that Stremio and AdEx are kind of a match made in heaven. And in 2 years, when AdEx is working correctly and it's deployed, it's used in the mainstream, then the match will be even better, because Stremio is a product with a lot of users, and Stremio needs to find a good viable business model, and the best business model for an application that people expect to use freely is, of course, advertising. And online advertising is broken in a lot of ways. We can all agree on that. And if AdEx manages to solve it, then that makes things even better for Streamio uh, because it would allow to monetize all that user base and essentially find a very good viable business model. And this business model can also be applied to other similar products, which will bring more publishers to Streamio. And also, there is the possibility of Streamio advertising on AdEx. And because of the token model, that will actually make it really simple because Premium will get tokens for showing advertisements, and then you will be able to use those tokens directly to advertise Premium on other channels through others. So it's a very good thing.
So the publisher becomes the advertiser.
Yeah. That's AdEx makes it very easy to do that.
That's a very interesting and smart part.
It's a really great collaboration because Streamio is a great advertising platform. I mean, you can implement ads in the product very well.
Okay. Before, well, a lot of people asked actually. I have got like 5 questions of this. Bitmain is listed as a partner. Could you elaborate more? What is the involvement of Bitmain and basically the whole Bitmain tech team there?
So Bitmain are strategic partners. This means they are interested in AdEx as a solution, and they're working with us on the strategy on how to make this a reality, how to adopt it, and in general, the business strategy. And also, there is also the possibility of Bitmain, for example, becoming advertiser on the platform one day, which is excellent. And we also have a similar partnership with FBG.
Which is basically, yeah, it is like similar. Okay, awesome. It's very interesting. How do you guys, how will this get adopted? Nemo, you want to answer that?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
How will this solution get adopted?
How well this solution will get adopted?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the solution will be very well adopted because it will be very easy to integrate. It works on different platforms. It works on Windows. It works on everything basically. In the same time, it covers all browsers. So it will be a very similar to the solutions that we have. So we are not inventing something very fancy. It's the same thing, but it's a totally approved model. So adoption will be very easy. Very easy on desktop applications, which we've been suffering. Desktop applications, mobile applications, web applications, browsers, everything.
Thank you. Another interesting question is who do you consider to be your main competitors?
Well, main competitors. It's an interesting question. Basically, right now we don't look at the competitors as such because right now we're developing an ecosystem of projects that will try to change the way industry works in a way, of course, in a way. So we have a lot of projects. We have the Q chain. We have a few projects, which is very interesting. And by the way, we are keeping in touch with those guys. I mean, we're talking with them. It's really interesting what is going to happen. I think we all can benefit from a very good connection between each other because right now we're establishing an industry. You know it yourself, working with Wings.
Yeah, I always say cooperation is better than competition, considering it's possible and all parties agree.
Yeah, I want to add something about that. So actually, just say it with in different words. So basically, at the moment, there is no in the blockchain space. There is no space for competition. What I mean is, the market is not saturated enough for any project to be considered competition, especially when all the projects are so different. When you actually read into the model of AdEx, of DAT, up chain, Q chain, you're going to see that they're actually very different. And strictly speaking, Q chain is the closest thing to what we have, and up chain and VAT are totally different. But at the moment, we cannot really talk about competition.
Another question is, do you have a working product?
At the moment, we're working on several prototypes, and we're targeting to release a working product at the beginning of next year. And what I mean by different prototypes is we're experimenting with different technologies, with Ethereum state channels, with Eternity, with IOTA, and with Lightning Network. And the purpose of that is to discover a way that allows quick advertisement picking, quick targeting, without taking too much in transaction fees.
Okay, very nice. Well, this is a question. Maybe Benina maybe can help with us. With this. There's a claim here that there was some copying from the Q-chain or AdChain white paper. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I gotta say that obviously when you launch something that massive, something that's significant, of course, there's going to be people who would be critical of it, and that's good. That's good because they can point any mistake that we might have done in the process. The thing is, the similarities that our community members pointed out were mostly in terms of statistics about ad fraud, statistics about mobile advertising, etc., etc. And yeah, it makes sense that we quote the same numbers as everyone else because these are the reports. This is the official data that we are all using, that we're all operating with, and we've actually put links to these reports in the white paper, in the references section of the AdEx white paper. Someone mentioned that that there are similarities in style. For this, I can't really say anything because I know I'm the person that wrote the white paper of AdEx together with Ivo and Dimo, and yeah, maybe our styles are similar. I don't really have any other comments on that. And then the last thing is there were claims of and accusations that we've copied the white papers of AdChain and QChain because we talk about the same problems. And yeah, these are the problems of the advertising industry today. That is to me a confirmation that we're going into the right direction, because we've pinpointed the exact same issues that the advertising marketplace today is suffering. These are the problems that all the advertisers are seeing, all the publishers are suffering losses too, and all the users are having. And I can say that because, as I mentioned earlier, I've been on the advertiser side for more than 12 years, and these are issues that I've actually encountered in my everyday work. And apparently I'm not the only one, obviously I'm not the only one. Everyone's having the same issues. And this is why the teams behind the different projects, whether it's BAT or QChain or AdChain, we all come from the same place. We all come from the same problems, and we're solving the same issues, albeit in slightly different ways.
It's said that it's actually very good when you have others working in your direction, because otherwise you're probably wasting your time. So
exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, Stas, these are uncharted waters for everyone. This is something completely new that we're building from the ground up. And the more companies that there are on the market, the more we'll be able to synergize, we'll be able to learn from one another, and we'll be able to exchange know-how. As you mentioned earlier, this is not competition, this is collaboration. And this is the only way that we're going to actually build a sustainable advertising ecosystem for the generations that are coming.
I believe it's a huge market. We are very, very far from any kind of zero game mindset here. I mean,
absolutely.
Basically, you before said you have no competition. Point is that all the projects, Stremio, BAT, HQChain, they all have this huge, 8-pound gorillas, call it Google, Facebook, Microsoft. which will be not an easy battle to fight with, but the guys are coming with a great background. I mean, I know Ivo and Stremio for like last 2 years. We worked on a joint project together. I'm totally confident in their technical ability. Those are the guys who are going to bust, you know, their soul to get the things done, get integrated, and they have a very good understanding of the market, of the video market, of the advertising market. They have already a very big existing user base which they can leverage, which actually I think a great asset compared to other projects which still need to acquire those user bases. And I do believe that there's a great opportunity here to disrupt this market, and we're going to hear about the AdEx, hopefully in 5 years, one of the destinations for choice for those who are looking for something else in addition to the standard Google, Facebook, Microsoft combination.
Yeah, and maybe I can add a bit more about looking at in terms of competition with Google and with Facebook. So a lot of people were asking us that, and at the moment, initially when we launched, we're not expecting to compete with the big guys. We're expecting to offer an alternative solution for everyone who cannot use the big guys for one reason or another. And then as the benefits of transparency and accurate reporting, detailed reporting, better targeting, as those benefits become bigger and become more noticeable, then maybe one day we can rival the big guys.
I think actually those big guys, these companies will themselves understand where the things are going, that they cannot stay anymore close their boxes. And I actually won't be surprised that if they pick up Stremio as a technology and
I think we lost Stas.
Yeah, like it.
Okay. Well, I can testify that basically me and Stas met with Ivo and Dimo, I think, start of previous year, in 2016, and we started talking about AdEx, the problems and the direction for this project. So that was way before any of the other white papers were released or were public. So I entirely agree with you. This is basically a competent analysis of the market and the problems, and yeah, stats are the stats. That's what it is. Okay, guys, another question that we got on the YouTube channel is, how do you prevent a Sybil attack? It does not help if all Sybil attacks are recorded on the chain.
So that's a great question. So basically, the only point where you can actually do a Sybil attack on AdEx is by presenting yourself as a lot of user. So essentially, for example, if I use 1,000 different user IDs, that's the only way I can Sybil attack the AdEx network. And the way of solving that is actually we're working on an algorithm which will be able to verify user ID. So every user ID would get credibility and credibility points. So if one user ID has been active with several publishers and several advertisers, it has been correct to those publishers and advertisers at the same time, then that user ID would be considered to be verified. And also we can implement the ability for certain authorities, again maybe publishers or advertisers, to verify user IDs. And that way we would actually have weight on certain user IDs. That way you would not be able to just register a new user ID on the network and register an impression right away. So you would actually, user ID would actually have to have some kind of credibility. So you won't be able to Sybil attack it by doing a lot of new user IDs. But this is a very complicated topic, and we're going to revise our white paper to over time to cover those algorithms and those patterns.
Yeah, okay, so that's actually answering my other questions. Do you plan to revise your white paper? So yeah, we just added that. Okay, next question is about the crowdfunding, and it's you're not selling all your tokens. What happens to the tokens that are not sold?
Yeah, so basically the tokens that are not sold would be vested for 2 years and kept for the AdEx organization. And the reason for that is because the AdEx network does not take any service fees or service charges. So it's in terms of how the product itself functions, it's a non-profit product. So we have to keep the tokens. We have to keep some tokens for the future, so we can fund development in the future.
Awesome. Well, that makes sense. Actually, I think it's always fun to have to think longer term and just not sell everything instantly. And well, if you run out of funds, then you ran out of funds, and that's it. Okay, guys. Oh, these are interesting questions. Are Wings investing in AdEx? Who wants to answer that?
Who wants to cover that? Sebastian, do you want to cover it?
We are technological advisors to the project. We've been advising the guys for, I think, more than a year now. We provide our feedback, our expertise in the field. We're not investors in the project. We're not invested in any type. So, no.
Yeah. Wings are not investors, and also the 2% that we have marked in the white paper for Wings DAO is actually going to get distributed to the user.
Yeah, and which actually this will also help basically the distribution of the tokens as well as the token gets distributed to a much broader audience following this, which is very, very good. Let me see if I got any other questions on Reddit.
Maybe we should add a little bit to that about Wings and about our advisors. We've been asked time to time what actually they're doing for us. We're very happy with having such advisors. Really happy because we are getting a lot of feedback, a lot of strategic thoughts, and those are people who have huge experience in blockchain and crypto, and this is something very, very, very important for us because our main developers should be in touch with the world experts, right? So that's very important. Just want to
clarifying that.
word about that.
Well, I got another question, and okay, this was from a concerned citizen. Will the funds be used exclusively for AdEx, or will they be used for streaming development?
Oh yeah, Benina, go cover.
The funds that we're gonna gather through the crowd sale will be used exclusively for AdEx. That will be the only we're gonna use the money. To something that I should have mentioned earlier, I missed to mention it, is that Streamio and AdEx are two completely separate legal entities. So there will be no intersection between the finances of the two companies, between the funding, between the teams. The Streamio team is going to work on Streamio. They're going to get paid by Streamio. The money that we're going to get from the crowd sale is going to go exclusively for AdEx.
Awesome. Okay, guys, I don't have any more questions, not yet, at least. So I'd like to thank you so much for joining us today. And I'd like to remind everyone that the forecasting for the AdEx project is going to start tomorrow around noon. We'll be announcing an exact time once we have an exact time. Please, as always, come in, study the project, evaluate it, and help the guys out. Did anyone else want to add anything?
It has been a real pleasure, and thank you for hosting this AMA.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, and just to say to all contributors, and get in touch. We're very easy to reach. And thanks for everything. Thanks, Wings, for having us on your show.
Okay, I'll add one more thing. Any other questions that have not been answered, or any questions that are being written at the moment, the AdEx guys are going to be on Reddit, on Telegram, and they're going to answer them. So don't worry about it. you'll get an answer. Thank you, and have a nice evening, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
You too. Bye.
We like to outside, we're all holding fingers.